Everything's a road bump, everything's something to overcome, but entrepreneurs and business people, and that's why they're the leaders, simply just go around or over the top or through the middle. And I know it's often said, but that's the kind of passion that someone who leads a business has to have. I'm David Johnson. I'm chairman and publisher of the Trends Media Group, and we take great ideas to the world. We use the print media, the internet media and television to take those ideas and put them into people's hands, and we make a difference in their lives. I had a radio station, and I used to bring people into the radio station to have interviews and talk about their products and their ideas, and you found how passionate they were. And one of the organisations that wanted us to tell a story was the kitchen and bathroom industry, and that was a United States operation that was selling educational tools to people in Australasia. And we looked at the kitchen and bathroom industry and it was decidedly unsexy. And so we decided to sex it up, and we decided to repaint the picture of a kitchen or a bathroom. I think the number one thing you've got to learn is that if you run a business or you're an entrepreneur and you're a leader and you have lots of passion, don't assume anybody else can do the same thing with passion. I thought it would be easy. I'm in the United States. I've got a very high-ranking publication in the United States and a very powerful internet business in the United States in the home market and interior design and ideas area. And I thought, well, that's going to be great. How do I maximise the kind of money I get out of a small city like Auckland and take it to the United States? Because there's, 300 million people there. It worked to a charm, except for the fact that you have corporatised people in the United States who go from school to university and leave university at 27, and they're taught to follow instructions, and they're taught to understand the media business by following instructions. And in our business in Auckland and New Zealanders, it's roll up your sleeves and go out and see a client and solve their problems as you go. And I completely misunderstood that sort of complete mentality of people who are told to do everything on a one-day basis. And when they live in Atlanta, or they live in San Francisco, or they live in Chicago, it's a long way away. A long way away. And so I lost a lot of money, about 400 grand a month for a long time until I got it right. You actually have to build a business that people will follow and can actually come along as a staff member. They work sort of 8 till 6 sort of thing in the morning, in the afternoons, and they just go along and do the job. And so you have to build a business for people who just come and do their job. And if you build a business around your own passion, it won't work. And you often make that same mistake again and again and again because you think, no trouble, I can do that. And of course, other people cannot. And that's why you run a business. You're a little bit different to other people. And once you get used to that, you think, okay, good. This is how it could be done. What's the business model that'll enable it to be done? If I can describe in a few words what my journey's been like, is that thank God I trust myself implicitly. It's an amazing feeling to build a business that starts from basically just an idea of when you're doodling on a pad and get to a situation where you can actually impact many countries around the world, let alone just New Zealand.
Mistakes are the prerogative of youth. And when you start out, you have to make mistakes, but you've got to learn from them. Once, maybe twice, maybe the third time, you have to really learn. I am Erica Crawford. I'm the co-founder of Kim Crawford Wines, recently sold the business and exited that business and brand approximately a year ago. We were two young people. I'm a medical scientist and I was sort of working for a German diagnostics company here in Auckland, and my husband Kim has always been a winemaker working for someone else. We had two little babies, 14 months apart. So that was quite a driving factor for me not to go back to corporates, but to do something sweet and cute that we can that we can drive and have a good time and have a life. Started in 1996. We were always going to be small, driven by the babies and basically a gap in the market. We started with 4,000 cases. I think we made Sauvignon Blanc, we made Semillon, we made Chardonnay. The house, the cars, everything was hedged against this business. It had to work. We had no option. My biggest mistakes go around customer assumptions, making assumptions for customers that I think they will want because I like it. We develop brand collateral for the company looks, the company feels around how we experience it here in New Zealand and inside the brand, because the brand was so very much us. And when we tested it in the US, it just didn't go. We lost sight of the fact that in North America, people want to see different things to what they want to see in the colonies. So thankfully we didn't roll that out, but it still cost me about probably $150,000 just to get the brand development to that point. Listen to the consumer, have a love affair with the consumer and listen to them. Don't make what you want, make what they want. We make mistakes, sure we make mistakes, sure people criticize us, but tomorrow's another day and pick yourself up and move on. The proudest moment, I think, and the biggest thing I've done in my life, or we have done in our lives, was to build this brand to a truly global brand. From 4,000 cases, $20,000 to now a truly global New Zealand brand. I think it's important to stand back and let it go and watch it grow. We've done our bit, and I am enormously proud. When I stand in the supermarket and something's on special and I just see the customers picking them off and picking them off and picking them off, it's a pretty good feeling. Oh, King Crawford Wines. It was a wonderful romp around the world.
Oh, it's inevitable you will make mistakes. The reality is there is not a prescribed way of starting a particular business and doing it correctly. I'm Steve Benici, Managing Director of Urgent Couriers. I was a courier myself during the 80s in Auckland, and it was a good time and worked really hard, but felt that the job wasn't being done as well as it could be and thought I wanted to give it a crack myself, so started Urgent Couriers in '89. When we looked at setting up the business, my father was helping with finance, and he suggested that we took on a partner who was already in the industry, older, a few more grey hairs, and really that was a pretty major mistake. We didn't find out about each other enough before we started. After a year, we just didn't see eye to eye and had a fairly serious falling out, to the point where he told all of the couriers he was going to put me out of business in 6 weeks, and overnight I lost 75% of the fleet. After I'd had that partnership breakup and things were all pretty grim, and we'd been losing business for 3 months, I was sitting in my office, navel gazing, I suppose you'd say, looking backwards, and an old friend walked in and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just looking at what customers we've lost this week." And the advice from him was, "What are you doing that for? You're completely wasting your time. Those people are gone, they're confused, there's so much confusion in the marketplace. You just got to get out there and innovate. You're different because of what you did in the first year. Keep doing what you did in the first year and you'll leave the other guys behind." So it's that continual innovation, looking for a point of difference, leading your customers in the direction that you think the marketplace is going. Something that I learned was that you've got a problem in front of you or an issue that you want to deal with. Do a bit of research, because most likely someone else has done something similar and you can learn from their mistakes. So that's sort of a mistake avoidance tactic that I've picked up over the time. But if you do make mistakes, you just got to get up and get on with it. It's no point dwelling on the mistake. It's happened, learn from it. Oh, it's been challenging, it's been exciting, it's been rewarding, and satisfying. We've set some really challenging growth goals, and the team's enthusiastic about it. And they were set by the team, more challenging than I wanted to set. And so it's like, yeah, it's scary but exciting. It's good. Still makes me want to come to work.